Hello everybody and welcome to Interval Interviews number 10. Got some big news for next week. We're about to announce our new program going up to Christmas, and that should be out in the next few days. But next week we are going to do a remote improvisation like we did during lockdown. So the four of us will be in our houses meeting up over Zoom, and we're going to be joined by a very special guest, the fantastic trumpet player Byron Wallen from London. Byron's a really beautiful player. I worked with him a number of years ago in a big band project I did with Laura McDonald. So today I'm going to let you hear a little bit of Byron's music and then show you the second part of the documentary we did for the Edinburgh Jazz Festival gig, which talks about how we started doing remote improvisations during lockdown. It gives you a sort of taste of what we're going to be doing next week if you didn't see it before. And I hope you enjoy the second part of tonight's fantastic gig. Wasn't the first half brilliant? And we'll see you next week as well. Okay, bye. Just finish off talking about since lockdown and what's happened. So,
well, this was your initiative, which is amazing because come lockdown, it was like, right, that's it. And then you were, from the word go, pushing to do something. And we were trying to, I was trying to think, well, what really can we do, given that we can't be in the same space? How can we do this? And you kept pushing, and we came up with a way that did work.
Well, we had done a couple of shows in house where Mario stuck his phone on the wall and put it on Facebook ages ago.
That's right.
Which actually got a few viewers. But then, just before lockdown happened, the venue was already closed, and we did that gig in my house, which worked quite well with Matt on But
That
then
was something I didn't think would be possible.
we did it in my living room, pretty much. And that actually got quite a big audience, and we made one of the biggest doors in the you know. But then the next day, I think it was lockdown, and so we had to start doing stuff from our houses. And I think the first one was me and Graham, we did a duo, and it was a disaster for because the internet didn't work and it was all breaking up. And I was pretty much the most stressed out I've ever been in a music setting. But we kind of got it working after half an hour. And there was quite a lot of people who really liked it, and they liked the fact that it was so kind of vulnerable and fragile that it hadn't worked, and they had to sort of wait, and then it kind of started. It was like flicking into life, sort of. You and I did one, so at that point we just thought two people could work because I was playing with your sound at it, right? And then we did one with Mario.
Well, I wasn't on the phone, but I remember it.
Mario joined and do you like
He's never getting that.
No, it's like it was one of those things. Like Tom is he's a spearheader and he's a risk taker, and he said, "Let's do this." Okay, I said, "Okay," and because he had been doing duets with Graham and did one with Martin, I was kind of expecting him to show me the way of the Stones, but he just phoned me and said, "We're on, get on." It was like I didn't even know what to do to get on, you know. And so eventually, the whole thing just like, I think I was so stressed out, or that something fell on top of my piano, and it kept playing a B flat, and this it's like going throughout the recording. It's like, what's going on? And we were actually out live and broadcasting, and eventually he said, "Look," and there was another issue with there was an issue with the echo though, because the way I was actually rigged on my desk, the sound was coming back through the computer back into it, so it was like a loop.
We are going to give.
Hey Mario,
Man,
how's it going?
you just didn't know how to. You didn't tell me how to do it.
But he's here.
You didn't tell me how to do it.
See what happens. We have no
The tram was running late, yeah?
Man, the tram of life is running late.
Hey Mario,
Man,
how's it going?
you just didn't know how to. You didn't tell me how to do it. I'm hearing myself like. You didn't tell me how to do it.
The tram was running late.
Hold on a minute.
Man, the tram of life is running late.
Hey Mario.
Man.
And he said, "Mario, I'm gonna have to cut you out." And I was cut off. With no more, nothing to say. It was like, okay, that's fine, okay. And then they finished it. But then Tom sent me immediately a text. "I'm very sorry, man. I'm very sorry I have to do this."
But anyway, we kind of worked out a way to do it, and despite the latency and the technology, we ended up being able to do it with all four of us, and then we actually did it a couple of times with guests, and it was really fun.
I found Playtime really inspirational when we were all trying to work out what to do. Playtime were just leading the way. They worked out how to play live together, but no one else could work out. And they just showed that there were so many things that were possible. And I, for one, have stolen most of their ideas, and and I'm now using it for financial gain. And I'd like to thank them for that, because I know they make a lot of money every week, and now I'm making even more.
Can we get a percentage of your lifetime earnings from now on?
Absolutely, yes, definitely. I can see we're all going to be rich.
And we had to play more free improv because of the latency stuff, but it was really nice having these people listening and chatting and feeding back during the gig and stuff. But the sort of pandemic's made us evolve, learn whole new skills.
We can't put the points. How are we going to do this if we can't make a group? How are we going to deal with the latency? And I think I remember saying, well, let's embrace the latency and use the latency creatively as something that we're not going to fight against, we're going to just incorporate.
Found lockdown with Playtime to be the most moving thing, because it brought together people from different places together to listen and make music. And I found it very moving, actually, as well as beautiful musically. I found it emotionally really strong experience. I think that the Playtime musicians, all of whom were outstanding, by the way, might have created a new word, which is like a mixture of distance and intimacy, dintimacy, because I felt that even though we were at distance, I felt it was a very intimate experience, and it was wonderful.
And then eventually we were allowed back in the hall, and now we're back in the same room, but there's no audience. Yeah. So we're broadcasting it to an audience, but it does feel like they're there, because they're. Yeah, and then we just don't know where it's going to go from here. We don't know. But soon maybe we can have a small audience, maybe here. Yeah. But it's clearly going to be the case that we're going to always, for quite a long time, have to do it online.
We had to work with a specific template that was completely strange to us all, but we managed to sometimes really produce some fantastic musical material. And I think that even when audiences are able to assemble and we can play together, and thank God we can play together because I really missed grooving, we shouldn't stop doing the online, because it kind of made us all play together in a different way.
Yeah, and also you can drink a lot more.
Musically, it followed the journey of lockdown as well. So it was like at the beginning, when I started coming in anyway, it was really gloopy and weird, like time was in lockdown. It was all kind of stretchy and odd and liquid. And then as lockdown started to ease a little bit, it got more organised. So yeah, it was really interesting how the music followed the vibe, which you would expect, I suppose.